The hum of the refrigerator filled the small apartment, a monotonous background noise too familiar now. Late-night shadows danced on the walls, stretching ominously under the flicker of the overhead light. Clara hadn't thought much about silence until she moved into this quiet, forgotten building. It was meant to be a fresh start, a place to gather her thoughts and escape the chaos of her past life. Yet the air felt thick with an unnameable presence, clinging to her like fog. Her days blurred into a cycle of mundane tasks. Wake, brew coffee, stare at blank walls, and wonder why she hadn't adorned them with art. As the sun dipped below the horizon, the apartment morphed into an echo chamber, absorbing any warmth. She stuck to her routines, seeking solace in predictability, but often drifted into distractions. The faint creaks of the building became a rhythm she attributed to age, though it was the whispers that unnerved her, seemingly emerging from the walls at night as she lay under the covers, battling the insomnia creeping in. It began with a detail, her front door key misaligned. She could have sworn she fixed it last week, but that night it was stubborn, as if something invisible sought to keep her locked inside. When the lock finally clicked, shadows pooled around her feet, and despite her insistence that nothing was wrong, unease prickled her skin. Days turned into weeks, and the oddities grew. One night she awoke with a racing heart to find a candle flickering by her bedside. She swore she had extinguished it before sleep. Frantic, she searched every corner, touching surfaces as if they held secrets. The walls felt closer, the air heavier. Each moment heightened her paranoia. To cope, she began keeping a journal, pouring onto paper any lingering thoughts, fearing she'd doubt her own sanity otherwise. Then came the tapping, rhythmic and persistent, an unsettling soundtrack to her solitude. During the day, she dismissed it as the pipes, but at night, fear clawed at her. She would sit up, the tapping sounding like a desperate SOS. Save yourself. The sound escalated until it burrowed into her dreams, transforming into frantic knocks, as if someone sought to get in. One sleepless night, she could take it no longer. Grabbing a flashlight, she ventured into the dim corridor, her hands trembling. No one was there, yet the knocking reverberated in her head, as if her thoughts betrayed her. Days morphed into sleepless nights. She became a ghost in her own life. Friends' calls slipped into silence, her isolation growing dense. Reality warped around her. Her journal began to fill itself. Entries appeared in pristine handwriting, chronicling events she hadn't experienced, candle lit, tapping evolving into screams, shadowy figures she didn't recall. Clara's grasp of time slipped away, her memory a threadbare tapestry unraveling. She stopped answering calls, horrified by the ink flowing effortlessly, chronicling thoughts that felt more alive than she. A sliver of doubt crept in, whispering that the murmurs weren't mere figments, but something far more sinister lurking right behind her consciousness. One night, when the tapping swelled to a thunderous beat, she knew she had to confront it. Backed against the wall, heart racing, the cacophony began anew, a frantic rhythm paralyzing her. Flipping through her journal, she was captivated and horrified, stopping at a chilling entry. "I can hear you, too." With trembling hands, she ceased writing, letting the cold seep in. The shadows thickened, pulsating like a living entity. The tapping escalated into a furious pounding, her mind fraying. Whispers rose to join the chaotic rhythm, splintering her thoughts into fragments of laughter and despair. In the suffocating silence, she pressed her ear to the wall. Breath caught in her throat as a voice emerged from within, soft yet venomous. "Are you coming home, Clara?" it asked, as though she were the one who had strayed. The last flicker of light extinguished, plunging her into an abyss as darkness wrapped around her like a shroud. Desperation clawed at her sanity, dragging her deep into a silence that mysteriously answered back. In the end, she couldn't tell if she'd ever truly been awake.